But a set of used dies, and they did have some rust on them, and they're in what looked like pretty bad cosmetic condition. Now, when you look on the inside, though, everything's looking pretty good. There's no pitting, there's no rusting. Everything looked like it was in pretty good order. So the only thing I really have to do here is just actually get it cleaned. Now, whenever you do clean them, what I recommend is use the carburetor cleaner that you see here. Now, when you clean your dies, you got to break it all the way down. You want to go ahead and disassemble everything, get everything cleaned up. Now, when you buy new dies or if you're buying used ones, you will have to do this process every time, as well as when you want to maintain your die as well. If we get dirt or any kind of debris or anything that's in there that could end up affecting our cases with dimpling or any other kind of damage, we want to make sure that this is clean on a regular basis. So with this one, with this set of dies in particular, it was rusted out on the outside. The inside was pretty dirty. So what I ended up doing is treating it just like I would with any other die that I purchase. This one had a mixture of dirt, rust, and something that looked like it could have been media. Might have been a walnut media that was impacted in there. Or compacted in there. It was really kind of strange. But the carburetor cleaner did do a wonderful job getting this loose. But like I was saying before, when you do buy a brand new set of dies from the store, it's going to have a packing grease on it where it's going to prevent it from rusting. You do want to get that cleaned off before you actually do any reloading with it. So same principle applies whenever you buy new ones to when you buy used ones. This one was actually found in a storage unit that a guy I know buys them or pays for them at these auctions. And he ended up coming across these. I paid $10 for the set of die. And this is the 270 rifle dies. And looked like... I wasn't really going to have a whole lot of high hopes for this, but it worked out great. So what you have to do is break down each little component, go ahead and wipe it down. As you can see in this video, I'm using a couple of wire brushes. I got a wire brush and a nylon brush. Lots of rubbing, lots of elbow work, wiping down, rubbing off, wiping down, rubbing off, and it pays off. This die set served somebody very well from what it looked like, and now it's got a second chance to go with me. So hopefully it lasts a while. But as you clean, you do want to start on the outside, and then you want to work your way to the inside. So do it a little bit backwards sometimes. Some people like to start on the inside and then work their way out. I like to go from top to bottom and then give it a bit, take another look at it, see if I need to do it again. But, with this set, it was actually pretty easy once I got it going. And here I'm looking down, making sure everything's clean inside. It was still polished in there. Everything was looking great for the steel polishing. Now, these weren't the carbide dies. So I didn't need to worry about the tungsten being damaged or anything. My main concern here was actually if I had pocking or pitting from any kind of rust or any kind of corrosion that might have been left in there. And I got lucky. So here I'm taking the measurements for the decapping die, making sure that I've got my $2 width, making a final adjustment, and there we go. Everything's looking good with this one. Now I'm going to put everything back together, but only after I made sure everything was clean on that inside where the case goes into the die did I make sure everything was good to go to put it back together. Now when you look at this comparison, this is the after. So everything did clean up really nice. Next thing I want to go ahead and take care of is I want to clean up this case itself. The case is old, still in pretty good shape, but all I had to do is just get a broom, a small little dustpan broom, and sweep everything out of there. You know, it worked out pretty well. I didn't have to do anything that would actually damage the case or do anything stupid like that, so it worked out very nicely for me. So you think about it, for a $10 purchase, probably about $1.50 in carb cleaner. I went through quite a bit of carb cleaner cleaning these up. But, honestly, it was probably less than a quarter of a bottle of carb cleaner. Got some great dyes out of it. And these dyes last me a long time. So don't turn your nose up to something that's used. You can refurbish it yourself.